being part of our organization. I want to talk to you a little bit about finding your purpose and the dates on your headstone and Google Photos. You're probably going, what the heck do those three things have in common with each other? Well, finding your purpose, dates on your headstone, and Google Photos. Well, they all kind of put together. You know, when you pass away, you have a headstone, and on that headstone is the day you were born and the day you die. And most people think that's pretty much it. But you know what? If you were to really look closer, there's a lot of dates that should be on your headstone or in a book. And in that book are all the dates and things that you've done over your lifetime. And one of the big things that I've been pondering about and thinking about is how so many people are just waiting till they get older so they can retire, so they can live in their golden years. Well, the thing they don't tell you is that you have different stages in your life or different periods in your life. Just like a basketball game or a football game, you have different quarters. You have 4 quarters. And, ages, just for fun, let's say that you had 60 or, the average person in America lives to be 77 years of age. Now, for every person who lives to be 87 years of age, that means somebody passed away at 67. Okay, so if the average is 77 and people live to be 87, well, some people had to pass away at 67. So that's pretty incredible when you think of it that way. And a lot of people are saying, well, I'm just going to wait till I retire to start enjoying my life and doing the things I want to do. Well, the problem with that is that most of us are not in the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Most of us are in overtime. We don't know how many overtimes we're going to get until you're just gone. So that's why it's so important that you make every day count. And don't be waiting till next year. Don't wait until I retire to make these things. You're going to learn, earn, and return your whole life. You're going to earn, learn, and return your whole life. You're going to do that all the time. I'm still learning. I listened to Tony Robbins this morning on my bike. I'm still learning. My earning's been shifted so that most of my earning is doing with partners that I've worked with for years so that I could preserve the one thing that is the most precious to me is my time. I only have so much time. I only have so much energy. And I want to make sure that I put those to good use. And so when I turned 60, I was in my 4th quarter. If you say every quarter is 15 years, well, when I hit 60, I decided that I needed to, if I was really going to get this foundation off the ground, I had to walk away from a whole bunch of great opportunities where I could make some more money, big chunks of money, and build this foundation. And that's what we've done. It's taken us 4 years to get to here, and it's like compound interest. The problem with compound interest is that when you start with a small amount of money, then you're compounding it, it's doubling, it's doubling, it's doubling, and it's doubling. And the key is to start with as much money as you can and then double it quicker and faster. So that's why we're so big on having you start at a young age. The one thing every adult's ever told me is that they wish they would have started earlier. They wish they would have got that investment account. They wish they would have started saving. And more importantly, they wish they would have started investing, long-term investing. So that's why we do what we do. But the last part is your Google Photos. And finding what's your purpose in life. Well, really, truly, finding your purpose in life really boils down to helping other people. Zig Ziglar said it best. The only way you can get what you want out of life is to help other people get what they want out of life. Now, if you will do that, and you will help other people to have a better life, it will naturally help you have a better life. What I found out is that the people that are selfish, the people that are out there for themselves, the people that go out there and take advantage of other people, they might do really well in the short term, but the foundation is wrong, and eventually it will crumble. The people that take care of other people, the people that help other people along the way and build a team that will go to battle with you and have your back, that's the people that you want. And you're going to be able to multiply your talents. You're going to be able to multiply your assets and your impact. So that takes me to the last thing, your Google Photos. They say that when you die, your whole life passes before your eyes. Well, how's that possible? Well, you actually pull out your phone and you look at your pictures. As you look at those pictures, you have to decide, did we do good? Was that a good day, a bad day? Did I make a difference in somebody's life? or was it just, fun and whatever it was? Well, there's one more piece to that, and that is your Google Photos. So I'm going to have Jake take us to National Day of Service. And this is just a concept that I want to pass along. And the concept is you don't really know how much of an impact that you're having on other people. And I can go back 50 years to when I was just a teenager, and the principles of learn, earn, and return were passed on to me by my family, by my parents, by one of my neighbors that planted that seed 50 years ago. And the seed started to grow, and it started to grow, and it started to multiply, and it started to compound. But as you get in your later life, you're compounding more and more and more. So one of the great things about this, and I'm just using this as an example, Mrs. Broadhead has no idea of the impact that she made on a early teen kid, which was me, when she gave me that $2.22 to start saving and investing in long term and for college and marriage and investments, and to serve other people with a religious mission. She has no idea. She passed away quite a few years ago. She has no idea of the impact that she had on us kids, and especially me. Now, I learned these same techniques from my mom and dad. I learned them from grandparents, but it was really kind of an outsider that agreed with what my parents said. Oh, there's more people who believe in this. And so the National Day of Service, we had well over 1,000 people. We had well over 1,000. We probably had 2,000 to 3,000 people that were involved with this. And what is amazing about that is that if you scroll down just a little bit, so this is what we accomplished in this last gig on the 2023 National Day of Service. It took us 2 weeks to get it all done. We literally watched the truck, the trailer, get loaded up, and it took all the 90,000 pairs of eyeglasses to the warehouse. But we handed out 5,000 door knockers, door hangers, had people telling about people, and 10,000 bags for people to put their food in, and food and glasses. And even yesterday, somebody delivered stuff to my home, and that was a week after the whole thing was done. People are still bringing food, and we brought in 10,760 pounds of food. That helps a lot of people. We had 100,000 pieces of food items that we assembled into 14,000 kits. Those kits are kits that go to local schools. The teachers know the kids who need extra food over the weekend, and they take those kits and they put them in their backpacks, and so they have extra food over the weekend. And all that was donated by what we call the giving machines. And so these are giving machines that they usually do over Christmas season. People donate and donate money for all kinds of things. And this was for the food bank that went to our local one, which was the Community Action in Provo. And a lot of people put that together, but our group was the one that assembled that. 60,000 pairs of reader glasses. That is a stadium. That's a football stadium, and that's a major college football stadium of people that now have the ability to have better eyesight. And our foundation, as well as our good friends in the Woodbury's, who had a lot of investing with, bought those. They wrote a check, and now 60,000 people, a whole stadium, have the ability to have better eyesight. Better eyesight means that you're more effective, that you can do better, you can have a better life, and you can help your family have a better life. Pretty amazing. And then the last one is the 30,000 eyeglass frames. We took 30,000 pairs of eyeglass frames that were donated by different optical companies. When you get a new pair of glasses, you usually donate your old pair. They take the old pair of glasses, and then what we do is we take the frames, and we really literally want the frames. And we'll take those frames, we'll send those all over the world. Someone does a prescription, a pair of eyeglasses, and they will put new lenses, personalized lenses, into a used pair of frames. Well, there's about 30,000 of those. So that's a half the size of a football stadium. And those are all donated by people and organizations. And they're making a huge difference in all that. But I want you to scroll up, Jake. And when I talk to you about the date you're born, the date you die, and Google Photos, well, you get to pull out your own iPhone and see the photos. And did you make a difference in people's lives? But Google Photos is right there in the blue. If you click on that, this is what's so amazing is that now you can see what impact that you've had on other people. So as you go to the very top of that, you'll notice we have all kinds of groups all over the world that have jumped in and helped us with this whole concept of the National Day of Service. And you'll notice that all kinds of people with all kinds of organizations doing good. That group right there, go back up just a little bit. They did a food drive right there. Go up just one more in the white truck. They brought in 40,000 pounds of food, and they did that 2 weeks before our big event happened. But you'll notice we got people from all over the world. Keep scrolling down. There's glasses over on the left-hand side there. We've got all kinds of groups making a difference, and it doesn't matter the size. Stop right there if you'll go up just a little bit. So on the right-hand side there, just one more slide up, I'm holding a check, just a little bit higher, Jake, right there. On the right-hand side right there, that's my friend Art Woodbury. We do a lot of investing with her family, and there's a big check, $18,500 of a check that they brought in that helped buy all those eyeglasses. But it was the interesting concept of what we put together, and we had the craziness to think we could do it, and then we asked for help. Keep scrolling down if you would, and you'll notice that that we start with all the food, we start with the organizations, and the way we're able to do this is because 10 years ago we started with a little group. We did about 1,000 kids, and then it's got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it's got, this year it got totally out of hand with those 4 major activities. And we had thousands and thousands and thousands of people involved in this project when you look at everything that we've done. And so that's really what I'm saying to you is you don't know what your ripple effect is. Mrs. Broadhead has no idea of the ripple effect that she had on a 14-year-old kid 50 years ago, and how that has rippled and rippled and rippled and rippled, and how it's been that you're rippling it. And you never know how you're making a difference in people's lives. Steve Jobs talks about connecting the dots going backwards. He looks at his life where he is, but he says, I have to go connect the dots backwards to see how that happened. Well, sometimes you can't connect the dots going forward. You just have to do it on faith. But you have principles and strategies, and you make the best decisions you can with the information you have. And you're going to lose. Many times you're going to lose. If you have a coin and you're flipping that coin and your goal is to get it to be 50 heads. Well, if you just flip it 100 times, most likely you'll get 50, because you got a 50-50 shot at it. But if you only flip it 10 times, you're not going to get your 50 heads that you really want to win the game. All of you were born with a set of cards. All of you are playing the game of life, and some of you are dealt with crappy cards. Bad cards. The difference is, though, if you have the knowledge and you have the education and you have the action, you get to go change your cards. You can go do a job and you can trade your old card in for a better card, and you can play the game of life, and you can do it with better cards. Now, some people just take the cards they were dealt, says this is the way it is. But many people say, well, I don't, I got a pair of 3s. Well, I'm not going to ever win that game with a pair of 3s. And so you throw those cards away and you go get new cards. That's the way of the game of life. And that's how we do it. So you're making a difference. You connect the dots going backwards. You can see how it's making a difference. And when you see how it made a difference going backwards, you can push it forward. So when you die, you're going to pull out your iPhone and you're going to look at your photos. But really what you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Photos and you're going to see all the rest of the people that you had an impact on, and how they had an impact on people, and how they had an impact on people. That's why we created the system the way we created it. So I want to thank all of you for being here, for making a difference in people's lives. You're making a difference in mine. And I thank every one of you for that. We're going to say goodbye to our friends from around the world. We're going to come back and we're going to give away some stock. Because in the end, the most important thing that we can do is help you get started. And if you'll do that, you'll have a better life. And the most important thing is to help those you love have a better life. This is Tom, and painter, and my wife, LaDon, painter for the Painter Family Foundation, which is the backbone of the Success and Money Foundation.org. Thanks.